The crystal flute in my hand is about to shatter. Anson is the trustee of my family's massive fortune. Across the ballroom, my guardian Anson Hyde holds another woman. I can't touch a single dollar until I'm 25 or until I marry. It's Claudine Chapman, the girl who has tormented me for years. He was supposed to protect me, but he just wants to control me. He leans in and whispers to Claudine, and she throws her head back and laughs. A waiter bumps into me, spilling cold champagne all over my dress. He doesn't apologize. He just looks at me like I'm trash and walks away. I run to the library, the only place I feel safe. In this house, a wall of a man in a black tuxedo fills the doorway, but the door opens behind me. It's not Anson. Dallas Koch, the most powerful and feared CEO in the city, his dark eyes taking my stained dress, my red face, and my shaking hands. He pulls a white silk handkerchief from his pocket and holds it out to me. I'm fine.
You are not fine. Take it.
As my fingers brush his, Anson's voice booms from the hall.
To my beautiful fiancée, Claudine.
The words hit me like a punch to the gut. My knees buckle and I collapse. But I don't hit the floor. Dallas moves impossibly fast, catching me in his arms. His grip is like steel. He holds me effortlessly. Take me away. Please, just get me out.
There is no turning back. If we leave, Eliza, you do not come back to this house.
He leads me out a hidden exit to a sleek black Maybach, waiting in the shadows. He drives me to a penthouse that pierces the sky. I'm dizzy from alcohol and grief, but one thought is crystal clear. Marrying anyone else is the one loophole in my father's will. It's my only escape. Marry me. The silence is deafening, but Dallas doesn't laugh. He doesn't even blink. He walks to a hidden wall safe, pulls out a document, and places it in front of me. The words marriage agreement are printed at the top.
Sign.
My hand shakes as I grab the pen and scrawl my name across the paper. The moment it's done, the pen clatters to the floor. The world fades to black. The last thing I feel is Dallas Koch lifting me into his arms. I wake up in a strange bed. The sheets are silk, and the ceiling is too high. Then I remember everything. The party, the desperation, Dallas, my proposal, his demand, the contract I signed. I sit bolt upright. I'm wearing an oversized men's pajama top. It smells like him. Sandalwood. On the nightstand, a stack of clothes is folded perfectly. Next to it sits a note and a heavy black credit card. Hydrate. The code is your birthday. I look at my left hand. A platinum wedding band glints on my finger. My phone buzzes. 52 missed calls from my ex Anson. But there's a new text from an unknown number. Lawyers are filing. You are safe. Go to school. I throw on the clothes he left. They fit perfectly. It's from Dallas, my husband. I grab my things and run. My phone buzzes again. It's my best friend, Azalea. Library, now. Emergency. I find her pacing frantically between the bookshelves. My dad just transferred a crazy amount of money to my account. He said to take you shopping. Her eyes narrow. Why is he spoiling you? I helped him with some translation work. It's a weak lie. She doesn't buy it, but she leads me outside. He said, your car is a death trap, so I had it towed to a junkyard. You're welcome. She points to my old parking spot. My beat-up car is gone. In its place is a gleaming silver Aston Martin. Azalea tosses me the keys. He said, this is the replacement. I can't take this. I slide into the driver's seat. It smells of new leather. It smells like him. You have to? If you send it back, he'll just send two. You know how he is. I grip the steering wheel. I made a deal with the devil, and now I'm driving his car. I'm in the campus coffee shop, trying to hide from the world. I flinch, trying to make myself smaller. My best friend, Azalea, is scrolling through her phone with a disgusted look on her face. Just let her talk. Everyone is talking about you. Claudine is posting quotes about trash taking itself out. Oh, I am. I'm leaving vomit emojis on every single one of her posts. I reach for a napkin, and my cashmere scarf slips to the side. Azalea lets out a massive gasp. Eliza, what the hell is that on your neck? My hand flies to my throat. covering the dark purplish bruise just below my ear. I saw it this morning. A mark from him. It's nothing. I hid it on the car door. Bullshit. That's a hickey. A possessive. Stay away from my property. Hickey. Who is he? My heart pounds in my chest. I can't tell her it's her own father. It's complicated. He's an older guy. Older than your ex? Much older. Just as she opens her mouth to scream, her phone buzzes violently on the table. The caller ID is a name I know all too well. The bank. It's her contact name for her father, Dallas. Yes, Daddy? She listens, her posture straightening. Then she frowns. Okay, fine, we're coming. She hands up and looks at me, completely bewildered. We get into his silver Aston Martin, the engine roaring to life. He wants us at the flagship store. Now, he said, you need appropriate attire for a dinner tonight. I'm driving away from my old life and straight toward the man who put this mark on my neck. Suddenly, the car's dashboard screen lights up with a new notification.
Stop playing games. Come home. You belong here.
A text message from my ex, Anson, is displayed for both of us to see. Azalea sees it and lets out a low whistle, completely unaware that I'm caught between my ex and her own father. My friend Azalea and I are in the VIP room of a jewelry store. My new benefactor is supposedly buying me an investment, but the door is suddenly thrown open. I ignore the giant gems and pick up a simple platinum ring. I slide it onto my finger. A perfect fit. It's my ex, Anson, and he looks furious. He storms directly toward me, ignoring everyone else.
That ring looks cheap, Eliza. Is that the best your new man can afford?
He grabs a massive diamond necklace from the display. He dangles it right in my face.
This is what you're worth. Come home, and I'll buy you 10.
I'm not for sale. Anson.
Not for sale? I control your trust fund, your entire life. With one signature, I can cut you off without a penny.
He smirks, thinking he's already won.
Not anymore.
A man in a suit stands in the doorway, flanked by security. It's Mr. Sterling, my new husband's lawyer. He holds up a tablet.
As of this morning, all assets of the Solomon Trust have been transferred to Miss Solomon's independent control. You no longer have signing authority, Mr. Hyde.
The color drains from Anson's face. His ultimate weapon against me has just been destroyed. He drops the necklace back on the tray with a loud clatter.
I'll find out who is behind this, and I will ruin him.
He turns and storms out of the store. The manager immediately announces, Anson is banned for life. I just stand there, trembling with adrenaline. He's going to try and ruin my husband. He's going to try and ruin Dallas Koch. The fool is about to kick a steel wall and break his own foot. My best friend Azalea drags me from the jewelry store. She shoves me into a quiet cafe booth and stares me dead in the eye. Spill, you're married. For real. Who is he? And don't give me that complicated crap again. I can only nod, my fingers twisting the warm new ring on my finger. I know I can't lie to her. She leans across the table, her voice dropping to a dangerous whisper. Anson looked like he wanted to murder someone. I need a name. I look at her, the only person who ever protected me from Anson. Promise you won't scream. She just crosses her arms, her expression unyielding. Try me. I take a deep, shaky breath, the words feeling like a death sentence. It's Dallas. I let the name hang in the air between us, watching her face. Your father, Azalea, blinks. Once, twice. Her face goes completely blank, a mask of pure, unadulterated shock. She opens her mouth to speak, then snaps it shut again. But then, the shock in her eyes melts away. It's replaced by a slow, dangerous grin that spreads across her face. You're my stepmom? It's just a contract. For protection, I needed to get away from Anson, and he offered. I flinch. Hiding my face in my hands, I brace for her to scream at me. Instead, she throws her head back and laughs. It's a loud, joyous cackle that makes a nearby waiter jump. Oh my God, Anson is going to lose his mind. She wipes a tear of pure delight from her eye. He's going to stroke out. This is absolutely perfect. I watched my best friend through my fingers, my heart pounding against my ribs. I had just confessed the ultimate betrayal. I was secretly dating her father. You're not mad at me, are you? She lunged forward and grabbed both of my hands, her grip like steel. But instead of the fury I expected, her eyes lit up with a shocking intensity. Mad Eliza, are you kidding me? I have been trying to get Dad to date for 5 whole years. He's a total monk, a workaholic robot. And you are absolutely perfect for him. My head was spinning. This was not the reaction I had prepared for. But he's your dad. Azalea. It's supposed to be weird. Her playful energy vanished, replaced by something cold and serious. She leaned in so close, I could feel the heat from her words. Listen to me, he's lonely. And more importantly, you need a tank to fight Anson. My dad is not just a tank. He's a goddamn nuclear submarine. Her grip on my hands tightened, a promise of violence in her touch. We are going to destroy Claudine and Anson. We are going to bury them 6 feet under. The fear in my chest finally dissolved, replaced by a wave of powerful relief. It was so strong, it nearly knocked me right off my feet. I wasn't losing my best friend after all. No, I had just gained the most dangerous ally I could ever ask for. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. Our work is just beginning. She finally let go of my hands and pulled out her phone. Dad's platinum credit card is crying out to be used for this glorious new war. I can't let you spend his money on me. It's not his money. Think of it as stepmommy support. Before I could protest again, her phone chimed with a new message. She turned the screen towards me. It was a text from Dallas. The message was short, only 3 words, but they hit me like a punch. Is she okay? See? He cares. You are so blind. But that's okay. I can see everything for both of us.
I stand in my office, on the 50th floor, but I don't see the ceiling. Behind me, my board of directors argues about billions of dollars. Their words are meaningless noise. My eyes are locked on my tablet, tracking a single red dot. The dot is Eliza. It has left jewelry store and is now still safe in a cafe. My phone buzzes. It's a security report I've been waiting for. Subject: Anson Hyde, the man who tormented her. The report says he was neutralized and banned from the premises. My fists clench. Neutralized is not enough. I want him to feel the same terror she lived with for years. I want him erased. I've had enough. I turn to face the room. The chatter stops instantly. Gentlemen, we're done. The CFO starts to object, babbling about merger details. Email them to me. Get out. My tone leaves no room for argument. They see the fury in my eyes and practically run for the door. Soon, only my 2 most trusted men remain. Then, Sterling and Vance Foster. You're distracted. Is it the market or a woman? I ignore him and take my seat at the head of the table. Vance places a single manila folder in front of me. This is the real reason I call this meeting.
Marriage license filed, sealed by the judge. This morning.
He confirms the final piece of my plan is in place.
It's buried deep, Dallas. No one found this, unless they have clearance from the DOJ.
A cold smile, finally, touches my lips. Anson Hyde thinks he just got kicked out of a store. He has no idea that I just illegally made Eliza my wife, and now every crime he ever committed against her was committed against me. My friend Zane chokes on his water. Marriage? You? The monk? He calls me the monk because I don't do attachments. Not until now. It was necessary. I let them believe it's a corporate power play. Eliza Solomon. My other friend, Vance, immediately sees the business angle. The Hyde word. Smart. You gain leverage over her guardian Anson Hyde. Who's the lucky victim? You are terrified. You need to woo her. Flowers. Dates. Talking. It's safer if they don't know the truth. That I've been watching her, waiting for 3 years. She's terrified of me. The words slip out, and the room goes silent. I don't woo. I acquire. Anson Hyde is running a background check on the marriage license. He's hitting walls. Wainscoting his eyes glued to his laptop. Good. Let him hit them. I want him to know she is untouchable. I want him to know she belongs to me. I pull out my phone and unlock it. My background is a photo of her, laughing in the park. I put the phone away and grab my jacket. A picture I took 2 years ago, from a distance. She never knew. I'm leaving early. The king leaves the castle before 8 p.m. It must be love. I shoot him a look that shuts him up, but I don't deny it. I have to see her. I have to make sure Anson Hyde didn't hurt her today.
The elevator doors slide open to his penthouse. My arms are full of shopping bags, but I freeze in the doorway. He's here. Dallas is home. He's not in his usual suit, just a dark sweater. For a split second, he looks almost human. Then his eyes lock onto me, and the illusion is gone. Hi, Dad. We bought the whole city. You're welcome. His daughter, Azalea, breezes past me into the kitchen, but Dallas doesn't look away from me. I force my feet to move forward, feeling like an intruder. Thank you for everything. He stands up and crosses the room in 3 long strides. He stops right in front of me, blocking out the light.
It is what a husband does.
The word husband feels like the snap of a trap. Later, at the dinner table, I'm seated at his right hand. The housekeeper sets down a platter of chicken and smiles. Welcome home, Mrs. Koch, Mrs. Koch. His name, my new name. A furious blush burns my cheeks, and I can't hide it. I feel his gaze on me, dark and attentive. He watches the color spread across my skin, like he owns it. He leans over and places a serving of chicken on my plate.
Eat.
It's a simple word, a simple gesture, but it's a declaration. In his house, at his table, with his name. I am his property now, and there is nowhere left for me to run. I'm having dinner with Dallas, the powerful man who promised me safety. But my mind is stuck on Anson, the monster who ruined my life. Dallas, you have to destroy him. I mean it. Biblical destruction. Dallas doesn't even look up from his plate, cutting his steak with surgical precision.
It is being handled.
I worry he might destroy my parents' legacy along with my abuser. Please don't hurt the company. Solomon Industries. It's all I have left. He pauses, his gaze locking onto mine.
I won't touch Solomon Industries. I will only target Hyde's personal assets and his liquidity.
I'm stunned. He knows the difference. But before I can ask how a sharp buzz cuts through the room, the doorman's voice crackles from the intercom on the wall.
Mr. Koch, there is a Mr. Anson Hyde in the lobby. He is demanding to see Eliza. He says he has legal papers.
My fork slips from my numb fingers. It clatters against the fine china. The sound like a gunshot in the quiet room. My hands start to shake violently. He found me. He always finds me. But Dallas just calmly wipes his mouth with a linen napkin. He looks bored. He presses the talk button, his voice dropping to an ice-cold temperature.
Tell him if he is not off the property in 60 seconds, he will be arrested for trespassing and harassment.
He takes a breath, and his next words are a death sentence.
And tell him if he shouts again, I will buy the building he lives in and evict him.
The intercom is silent. I can't breathe. I look at Dallas, my heart pounding against my ribs. He won't leave. You don't understand. He's persistent. Dallas turns back to the table and picks up his wine glass.
He's a gnat, and I am the windshield.
His expression softens just a fraction as he looks at me.
Eat your dinner, Eliza. He cannot reach you.
He explains the building security, and his final words change everything.
The elevator requires a retinal scan for all non-registered guests. No one gets up here without my explicit approval.
A retinal scan. For the first time in my life, the walls aren't closing in on me. The wall is standing between me and the monster. And that wall is Dallas. Azalea 在苏河区一家咖啡馆里，一道阴影落在她的桌子上，是 Anson Hyde， 那个折磨她最好朋友 Eliza 的男人。他看起来几天没睡了，双眼布满血丝。What do you want, Anson？ 他没有回答，而是把一个天鹅绒盒子推向他。Azalea 翻开了盒子。
Tell me who she married. I know you're hiding her. She's mentally unstable. She needs her family.
里面不是珠宝，而是一个旧的褪色的银色小盒，它属于 Eliza 的母亲，就是安森多年前偷走并声称丢失的那个。他的脸色变得僵硬，眼中充满了蔑视。You're trying to bribe me with her own stolen property. How pathetic can you possibly be? You aren't family. You're a jailer. Azalea 站起来，拿起他的含羞草鸡尾酒。他直视着他的眼睛，将粘稠的橙色液体泼了他昂贵的意大利鞋一身。She is happy. And she is way out of your league now. Bye, loser. 他转身离开，已经在手机上打字了。这条信息是发给 Dallas Eliza 强大的新丈夫。Anson tried to bribe me with mom's locket. Low. Ruin him. 数英里之外，在科赫工业大厦里 ，Dallas 看到了这条短信，他的表情冷峻如石。他平静地按下了办公桌电话上的一个按钮。
Vance. Initiate short position on Hyde Consolidated. Release the opposition research we have. I want their credit lines frozen by morning.
他助手的震惊声音从电话中传来。
Dallas. That's a declaration of war. The market will react. I know.
I'm in the penthouse library, trying to force myself to study for my art history midterm. Suddenly, my iPad screen lights up with a breaking news alert. Hyde Consolidated stocks are in a complete freefall. I stare at the screen, my blood running cold as I watch the graph. It's a terrifying, steep red line, plunging straight down to nothing. I know instantly who did this. Dallas. This was his promise to handle it. He's destroying an entire company for me. Just then, the front door opens. It's only 1 in the afternoon. You didn't have to do that. Dallas is home, and he finds me in the library, still staring at the screen. He just leans against the doorframe, looking completely relaxed and in control. His tie is gone, and the top button of his expensive shirt is undone.
He annoyed my daughter, and he annoyed my wife.
He pushes off the doorframe and walks slowly towards me. I look down at my textbook, unable to meet his intense gaze. I'm not worth a stock war. You're losing money too. He stops right in front of my chair, so close I can feel the heat radiating from his body. He reaches out, placing a single warm finger under my chin. Gently, he tilts my head up, forcing me to look at him.
You undervalue yourself, Eliza. Stop doing that.
I completely forget how to breathe. His thumb brushes against my lower lip, and the simple touch is electric. His dark eyes are focused entirely on my mouth, and the air grows thick with tension. For one heart-stopping second, I am absolutely certain he is going to kiss me. But then he pulls back abruptly, shattering the moment. He turns his back to me as he walks towards the door.
Pack a bag. Away. The city is too loud, and I want to show you something.
Where are we going? He walks out, leaving me with a pounding heart and 1,000 unanswered questions. The gray city skyline is a bad memory in the rearview mirror. I'm in an Aston Martin, speeding down the highway with Dallas Koch. He's the powerful CEO who saved me from the Hydes, my ruthless former family. But he's also a man of secrets, and he refuses to tell me where he is taking me. This is the 3rd time I'm asking. Where are we going? The words slam into me, and all the air leaves my lungs. He glances at me, his sharp profile unreadable against the blur of green trees.
Maple Lake.
My hand flies to my chest, a desperate attempt to keep my heart from breaking all over again. Maple Lake Butte. My parents used to take me there every summer. A flood of memories rushes in. So vivid it hurts. That was before the accident that took my parents. I can almost smell the pine needles and hear the gentle waves lapping against our old wooden dock. It was the last place on earth I ever felt truly happy, truly safe. Before Anson Hyde and his family took control of my life and sold off every piece of my past. I haven't been back since Anson sold the lake house. He claimed it was too expensive to keep. Another lie from the man who systematically destroyed me.
I know.
He says it with a certainty that startles me. But then he immediately corrects himself.
It's a popular spot. Good for privacy.
I know he's lying. He knows exactly what this place is to me. As if sensing my turmoil, he reaches across the center console. His large warm hand covers mine, and the simple contact is grounding. He offers no empty words of comfort, just his solid, reassuring presence. I don't pull away. Instead, I turn my hand over, lacing my fingers with his. We finally exit the highway, arriving at a massive, imposing iron gate. Forged into the black metal are 2 words in gleaming gold letters. They say Koch Estate. They don't say Hyde Property. They don't say private residence. My stolen childhood home is on Dallas Koch's land. Dallas drives me for hours, deep into the wilderness. I have no idea where we're going. Then, giant gates swing open on their own. I was expecting a simple cabin in the woods, but this is not a cabin. Dallas, what is this place?
I bought it 3 years ago.
It's a palace of glass and stone, hanging over the edge of a cliff, overlooking a lake. He leads me into a grand foyer, where a housekeeper, Mrs. Higgins, is waiting. He's had the entire place prepped for my arrival.
Your room is the master suite.
My heart pounds in my chest. The master suite.
I have work to finish. I'll take the study.
And you? Where will you be? He brought me all the way out to this secluded palace, just to push me away. I feel a sting of disappointment as he walks off. Left alone, I wander through the massive house. That's when I start to notice the details. He didn't just buy a house. He built a shrine to everything I love. On the wall is a print of a Monet painting, my absolute favorite. A sculpture on the pedestal looks exactly like one my father used to own. Every single piece of art is something I've mentioned, loving in a forgotten interview or a passing comment. I step onto the back patio, my mind reeling. I stare at her, completely stunned. Suddenly, the roar of a sports car engine shatters the silence. A red convertible tears up the long driveway. My best friend, Azalea, hops out, waving a bottle of wine. Party time. And then it all clicks into place. This man, he had thought of everything. He gave me the master suite to give me space. He invited my best friend because he knew I'd feel awkward alone with him. An hour has passed. Dallas is inside, taking a call. Come on, you haven't seen the best part of this place yet. But his daughter, Azalea, suddenly grabs my hand, a mischievous glint in her eyes. She pulls me away from the main house, leading me across the perfectly manicured lawn. She heads toward a far corner of the property, to an old stone wall that looks like it's been here for a century. We walk past the enormous, sparkling infinity pool. Dad is weirdly obsessed with this part. A heavy wooden gate is set into the stone, almost hidden. She pushes the gate open. I step inside, and I forget how to breathe. Hundreds upon hundreds of perfect, pure white roses, heavy on the bushes. It's a rose garden, but not just any roses. They were my mother's favorite flower. The sweet, heady scent is overwhelming. A memory I thought was buried forever. They were the exact flowers that filled our garden at home before my family lost everything. They are notoriously, almost impossibly, difficult to grow in this climate. Winchester cathedrals. Azalea just leans against the stone wall, watching my reaction. How? How is this possible? He says, they're for the future lady of the house, or some other corny crap. Dad has been obsessed with this garden ever since he bought the place. Hired some specialist from England just to keep these specific roses alive. My blood runs cold. I freeze, the words hitting me like ice. My heart hammers against my ribs. Ever since he bought the place. But we weren't. I didn't know him then. Not really. A soft, knowing smile spreads across Azalea's face. He knew you, Eliza. The timeline doesn't match a sudden business arrangement. It doesn't match a marriage of convenience. For years, he has been cultivating this garden. A garden of my mother's impossible flowers. This wasn't for some random future wife. He built this entire sanctuary for me. Dallas appears at the garden gate, a dark silhouette against the sea of white flowers. He looks uncharacteristically nervous, his hands stuffed deep into his pockets. I'm gonna go find snacks. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. She slips past him, abandoning me in the tense silence. Now, we are completely alone. I turn to face the man who bought me, my eyes burning with tears. I refuse to let fall. Why? Why did you choose these specific flowers? He walks through the wrought iron gate, without hesitation. It clicks shut behind him, the sound echoing like a cell door locking.
Because they are resilient. They survive the frost.
He takes another step closer, his gaze locked on mine.
Just like you.
His words are a punch to the gut, but I need the whole truth. You didn't marry me, just for a business deal, did you? He closes the final inches between us, his massive frame blocking out the afternoon sun. He slowly reaches out, and his rough, warm hand cups my cheek. His thumb, gently, carefully, wipes away a single tear that escaped my control.
I married you because I couldn't watch you break anymore.
In that moment, everything I thought I knew shatters into a million pieces. It's not a simple I love you. It's something far heavier, something that has been hidden for years. All this time, I believed I was just a pawn in his corporate game, a piece to be sacrificed. But I was so wrong. I was never the pawn. I was always his queen. He leans down, and I find myself tilting my head up, my eyes fluttering shut. But he doesn't kiss my lips. He presses his mouth firmly to my forehead, a gesture of pure worship. It's not a lover's kiss. It's a mark of ownership, a brand on my very soul.
Welcome home, Eliza.
I finally let out a breath. I feel like I've been holding for 5 long years, and the walls around my heart don't just crack. They crumble into dust. The romance of the rose garden vanishes. Dallas pulls me through the house, his grip firm and urgent.
Come. We need to secure this, tonight. I want no doubts about where you belong.
He doesn't stop until we reach the heavy oak door of his study.
Not just words, Eliza. Something real. Something no one can ever take from you again.
Inside, a man in a sharp suit waits by the desk. It's Mr. Sterling, Dallas's personal lawyer.
The papers are ready, Mr. Koch.
Dallas guides me to the chair, his hands on my shoulders.
This is the second half of the promise.
The lawyer places a document on the mahogany desk and slides a heavy pen towards me.
The deed to Maple Lake Estate, upstate New York.
My breath catches in my throat. An entire estate. Azalea, my best friend and new stepdaughter, grins from her perch on the desk. It's all yours. Eliza, Dad was just holding it for you. I look at Dallas, who watches me from the fireplace, his expression unreadable. He simply waits for my decision. I stare at the signature line. For 5 years, I owned nothing. I was a prisoner of the Hyde family, a guest in my own life. My clothes, my room, my time, it all belonged to them. My cruel, Anson, could have thrown me on the street at any moment. With trembling fingers, I pick up the pen. The scratch of the nib is the only sound in the room. I sign my new name, Eliza Solomon Koch. I am the owner. This is mine. Dallas crosses the room, takes the signed deed, and hands it to his lawyer. It's done. He then leans down, his voice a low promise in my ear.
Every queen needs a castle. Now we have a fortress to launch our war from.
Dallas hands me the papers. The entire lake estate is legally mine. It means I am finally safe, finally free from Anson. My head spins. I stumble out onto the terrace. I need air. I walk past the pool, toward the old wooden pier at the edge of the water. This is all mine. The silence, the peace, but a loud engine roars in the distance, shattering the quiet. It's not Dallas's car. A door slams shut. Footsteps crunch on the gravel path. A man emerges from the shadows of the trees. His expensive suit is ruined, caked in mud up to his knees. It's Anson Hyde. My heart stops. I take a step back, trapped at the end of the pier. His eyes are bloodshot. He looks completely unhinged. You shouldn't be here, Anson. This is private property. He lets out a hollow, humorless laugh.
Did you really think you could hide from me? I tracked Coach's helicopter.
He steps onto the pier, blocking my path to the house.
You think signing a piece of paper with that machine makes you safe?
I clutch the railing, but I remember the deed in my name. My power. It makes me the owner, and it makes you a trespasser. His sneer vanishes. His face twists into a desperate, pleading look. It's the mask he always used to manipulate me.
Eliza, please. I'm trying to save you. Koch is a monster. He'll destroy you.
He holds out his filthy hand.
Come back with me. I'll call off the engagement. I'll dump Claudia.
I stare at that hand, the same one that put a ring on another woman's finger. While I watched, the illusion I held for years that he was my tragic love evaporates. All I see is a pathetic man who can't take no for an answer. You are delusional. His face hardens. The mask is gone, replaced by pure rage.
Don't make me force you to see reason.
He lunges right at me. I stand at the end of the pier when Anson's shadow falls over me. He reaches out, his fingers brushing against the bare skin of my wrist. On pure instinct, I snatch my hand away from his touch as if I've been burned. Don't touch me, but he doesn't back away. Instead, he steps closer, invading my personal space until I can smell the expensive cologne and desperation on him.
What did you give him? Eliza, what did you promise a man like Dallas Koch?
I stare at him, confused by the sudden venom in his voice.
He doesn't do charity. He doesn't marry orphans for love. Did you sell him your body, or was it just your pride?
The disgusting accusation hits me like a physical blow, knocking all the air from my lungs. I stumble backward, my calves hitting the hard edge of a wooden bench. He is my husband. He is not my pimp.
Husband, don't be a fool.
He looks down at me, his eyes filled with a pity that feels more like pure contempt.
He's using you, Eliza. He only married you to get access to the Solomon Trust.
My mind freezes on his words. A trust the lawyers swore to me that every penny was gone, liquidated to pay off my father's creditors. But a cold memory surfaces. My father was always secretive, always hiding things.
Your father's patents were just the key. He hid millions in offshore assets, and Dallas needs your signature to unlock every last dollar.
A seed of doubt, cold and sharp, takes root deep inside my chest.
That's the only reason a man like him would ever pick a nobody like you out of the gutter.
My mind races, replaying everything. The whirlwind romance, the sudden proposal, the endless bouquets of roses, the kindness that seemed too good to be true. Was it all a performance, a carefully constructed lie to get his hands on a fortune I didn't even know I possessed? Anson sees the conflict warring in my eyes, and he moves in for the kill.
You're just a common gold digger, Eliza, climbing the Manhattan ladder.
He shakes his head in mock disappointment, a cruel smirk playing on his lips.
I actually thought you were innocent. I thought you were pure.
He leans in close, his final words a venomous whisper meant to shatter my world.
But it turns out, you're just expensive.
His accusation hangs in the salt-laced air, poisoning the one good thing I thought I had left in my life. My ex-fiancé Anson stands before me on the pier, his face twisted with rage. You stole everything from me, my home, my life, my dignity. He lunges forward, grabbing my shoulders. The words tear from my throat, raw and full of pain.
You belong to the Hyde family. You belong to me.
His iron grip digs into my flesh as he shakes me violently. Let go, but he doesn't let go. Instead, he pulls me into a suffocating hug, crushing me against him. He buries his face in my hair, his breath hot against my ear. A primal surge of adrenaline floods my body.
I can forgive you. You say you made a mistake. Just say you want to come home.
He's trying to gaslight me, to rewrite reality. The smell of his cologne, once a comfort, now makes me sick. I lift my foot and slam my heel down hard onto his expensive shoe.
You ungrateful little.
He stumbles back, but his hand still clutches my forearm, trapping me. He raises his other hand, palm open, ready to strike me across the face. Suddenly, a brilliant white light pins Anson in its beam. A low, mechanical hum fills the air, growing louder. I look up to see a sleek, black security drone hovering above the water.
You are trespassing on private property. Cease contact with the resident immediately. New York State authorities have been alerted.
Anson's chest heaves, his eyes wild with desperation.
He doesn't love you. He's a machine. A cold, heartless machine.
And you are a liar. I wrench my arm free and ball my hand into a fist, ready for the fight of my life. But then we both hear it. A twig snapping on the shore. Anson freezes, his head whipping toward the sound. A figure stands at the base of the pier, a dark silhouette against the lights of my house. He isn't running. He is walking toward us with a stride that promises absolute violence. Anson stands before me on the pier, and for a second, he turns his head. It's the only opening I need. I pour every year of humiliation, every silent, painful dinner into my open palm. I don't use my fist, and I swing. Crack. The sound of my hand hitting his cheek echoes across the water like a gunshot. His head whips to the side. A bright red handprint blooms on his pale skin. A new voice, a stronger voice, rips from my throat. He stumbles backward, his arms flailing, as he almost falls into the lake. Get off my land. Anson touches his cheek, his eyes wide with shock. He stares at me, as if I'm a ghost.
You.
They move with military precision. They are Dallas's private security. One guard twists Anson's arm behind his back. The other grabs his other arm, holding him in an iron grip. Mr. Hyde. Mr. Koch sends his regards. They start dragging him away, his feet scraping through the mud. He struggles uselessly, screaming over his shoulder at me.
You'll regret this. Eliza, he'll throw you away when he's done.
I stand alone on the pier, my hands still stinging. I look up at the house, and my blood runs cold. It's Dallas. He's on the balcony, watching me. He holds a glass of whiskey, his knuckles white around the crystal. He saw my axe. Anson, with his arms around me. I have to fix this. I turn and run. I burst through the doors into his study, my heart pounding in my chest. Dallas, the room is empty. The fire crackles, mocking the suffocating silence. But something is on his desk. A small, black velvet box. And a note. His sharp, cold handwriting cuts into the paper.
For the new lady of the house.
My hands tremble as I open the box. Inside, a diamond tennis bracelet glitters. It's not a gift. It's a payment, a severance. I stumble into the hallway, shouting for the housekeeper. Mrs. Higgins, where is he?
Mr. Koch took the helicopter. Ma'am, he had urgent business in the city.
The words shatter my world. He's gone. I collapse to my knees on the hard floor. The cold diamonds mocking me. He didn't confront me. He didn't yell. He just left. Anson's words echo in my head. He called Dallas a machine. Maybe he was right. Maybe I was just a failed investment. But then, I hear a sound. The heavy front door swings open with a gust of wind and rain. It's Dallas. He's standing in the doorway, soaked to the bone. He never left, and his eyes are burning with a rage that promises to burn me alive. The front door slams shut. The sound is a gunshot in the silent house. The floorboards vibrate beneath me. It's Dallas. I scramble up from the floor, clutching the velvet box to my chest. It feels like my only shield. He doesn't even look at me. He stalks past, his shoulders rigid with anger. He's heading straight for the study. The smell of cold rain and bourbon follows him. So much bourbon. A dangerous energy rolls off him, choking the air. My mind screams at me to run, to hide, but I can't. Something stronger pulls me after him. I have to know what happened. I follow him into the study. His back is to me. He's pouring more whiskey into a glass. The amber liquid seems to glow in the dim light. His tie is ripped loose, hanging around his neck. The top buttons of his shirt are undone. He looks completely broken. My voice is barely a whisper. Dallas. He freezes. Then, ever so slowly, he turns to face me. His eyes find mine across the dark room, and the look in them makes my blood run cold. He stands before me, the scent of whiskey sharp in the air.
I couldn't leave. I tried. I couldn't leave what's mine, unguarded.
His words sting. He doesn't see me as a person. He sees me as a possession. Is that all I am to you? Just something you own? He pushes off the desk, his massive frame blocking the light.
You were with him, by the lake. I saw him touching you. I saw you crying.
He trespassed on our land. I slapped him. I told him to leave, but my tears mean nothing to him. He only sees what he wants to see. He steps closer, his calloused thumb catching a tear on my cheek.
Stop crying for him.
I see it then. Under the anger, there is a raw, suffocating panic in his eyes.
Every time I look away, I see you vanishing, just like everyone else.
I'm not crying for him. I'm crying because you left. Because you don't trust me. He stares at me, his control completely gone. A dark, humorless laugh escapes his lips.
You think this is a choice?
He grabs my hand, his grip like steel, and yanks me toward the door. What are you doing? He pulls me up the grand staircase, his silence more terrifying than his yelling. He stops right outside my bedroom door.
I'm tired of being the gentleman. Eliza.
My voice is a faint whisper. The contract says...
The contract says you are my wife.
He shoves the door open and pulls me into the darkness of the room. The lock clicks shut behind us with a sound of finality. He leans down, his hot breath brushing against my ear.
And tonight, I want to be a husband.
I freeze. His hot breath hits the sensitive skin on my neck. He leans in closer, inhaling my scent deeply. A shiver that has nothing to do with the cold runs down my spine.
Vanilla.
His voice is a low rumble right next to my ear.
You smell like vanilla. Not him. Good.
Not him. Who is he talking about? The terrifying intensity in his eyes melts away. Before I can even process his words, the man holding me changes completely. Suddenly, he seems almost like a lost child. My chest is pressed flat against his soaking wet shirt. He wraps his powerful arms around my waist, pulling me tight against his body. He rests his heavy head on my shoulder. A dead weight of exhaustion. I have to take back control of this situation. Dallas, you need to go to your room. Now.
No.
His voice is thick and stubborn, muffled by my sweater.
My room is cold. This room is warm.
With a sudden violent shrug, he rips off his sodden jacket. It lands on the floor with a wet smack. Then he tears open the buttons of his shirt, peeling the damp fabric from his skin. A wave of feverish heat rolls off his bare chest. We both tumble onto the mattress in a tangle of limbs. He gives me a gentle push. My legs hit the edge of the bed, and I lose my balance. He lands on top of me, his weight pinning me deep into the duvet. Dallas, stop. We have an agreement. But he catches himself on his elbows, his face hovering just inches above mine. I place my hands on his burning chest, but it's like pushing against a solid wall of rock. He looms over me, his eyes hazy, but burning with a possessive heat.
I want to sleep here.
My heart pounds against my ribs, a frantic, trapped bird. Just sleep. Nothing else. A lazy, confident smirk plays on his lips, making my stomach flip.
Unless you want something else, Mrs. Koch.
My face flushes with heat. No, just sleep. He rolls off me, and for a single, precious second, I can breathe again. But then, he pulls the heavy duvet over both of us. A heavy arm slams down, wrapping around my waist like a steel band. A muscular leg hooks over mine, pinning me completely to the mattress.
Don't move.
His voice is a low rumble, a command disguised as a sleepy request. The ruthless CEO is fast asleep. I'm trapped, held captive like his personal body pillow. I lie perfectly still, waiting for him to make a move, to try something. But his breathing instantly evens out into a deep, rhythmic pattern. In the flashes of lightning from the storm outside, his face looks softer, younger. They call him a machine, but this man holding me like a lifeline is no machine. For the first time in years, I feel a strange sense of safety and drift off to sleep. But I was a fool. What I didn't know then was that this was all a perfectly executed performance. Hours later, as I slept soundly beside him, his eyes snapped open in the darkness. He was never drunk. The stumbling, the slurred words, the neediness. It was a calculated act to hold me without a fight. He leans in his lips, brushing the top of my head so softly, I don't even stir.
Mine.
He whispers the single word into the darkness of my room. It's not a question or a hope. It's a statement of fact. I wake up alone. The sheets next to me are cold and empty. Was last night just a dream? I sit up, still in yesterday's wrinkled clothes. Just then, the shower in my ensuite bathroom cuts off. The door opens. Steam pours into the room. And then he walks out. Dallas, my breath catches in my throat. He's wearing nothing but a fluffy white towel. It hangs dangerously low on his hips. Water droplets trace paths down his chiseled abs. I slap my hands over my eyes, my face burning. Dallas, put some clothes on. But his voice is completely calm, laced with amusement.
It is my house and my wife's room.
He sounds completely sober. The needy, vulnerable man from last night is gone. The arrogant CEO I married is back. I peek through my fingers as he stalks toward the bed. He leans over me, planting a hand on the mattress by my hip.
About last night.
You were drunk. You violated the contract. Clause Fear says respectful cohabitation. He doesn't react to my anger. Instead, a slow, cold smirk spreads across his face.
I checked the contract this morning.
He leans in closer, his voice a low, deliberate drawl.
Clause 4 forbids public embarrassment. It says nothing about private consummation.
I stared at Dallas, my husband in name only, as he stood fresh from the shower. You want to consummate? His gaze dropped to my lips, then locked with my eyes. The air in the room went thick.
If I wanted to, Eliza, he wouldn't have slept so soundly.
A jolt of heat shot through me. For one insane second, I wished he had. He saw it in my eyes. A satisfied smirk played on his lips as he leaned in, closer and closer. I could feel the heat radiating from his damp skin. I couldn't help it. I closed my eyes and tilted my chin up, waiting. But just as our lips were about to touch, he pulled back.
Get dressed. Breakfast in 20 minutes.
He was already at the door. He paused, looking back over his shoulder.
And Eliza, you drool when you sleep.
Yes? Then he walked out, leaving me frozen in humiliation. I grabbed the nearest pillow and threw it at the closed door. He was playing me, turning my own feelings into a weapon against me. But underneath the anger, I felt a sting of disappointment. I refused to let him have this control. I grabbed my laptop and opened a new document. I typed out a title in all caps. Addendum A. Rule number 1. No entering the private bedroom without knocking. I kept typing, adding more rules. No nudity, no confusing behavior. This wasn't just a contract anymore. This was war. I marched onto the back patio, clutching a new set of rules. My contract husband, Dallas, is sitting there reading. He looks infuriatingly calm. I slammed the paper down on the table, right in front of him. We need to talk. He doesn't even flinch. He just glances at the title I wrote, Personal Space and Conduct Protocol.
Is this necessary?
He takes a slow sip of his coffee, his eyes never leaving mine. Yes, you were inappropriate. Last night and this morning, my face burns, just thinking about it.
I was your husband.
He sets his cup down and reads one of my rules aloud. A contract husband. The deal was for protection, not for cuddling or walking around in just a towel.
Clause 2. No entering the bedroom without explicit invitation. And if you invite me?
He looks right at me, a smirk playing on his lips. I won't. The words rush out of my mouth way too quickly. I expect him to argue, to laugh at me, to tear the paper up. But he doesn't. He just picks up a pen from the table. Without reading the rest of my rules, he signs his name at the bottom. The signature is bold and aggressive. He pushes the paper back across the table to me.
Fine. I agree to your terms, Mrs. Koch.
It felt less like he was agreeing to my rules, and more like he was accepting a challenge. Dallas agrees to my terms, but the moment the deal is done, he becomes a stranger again. He stands to leave, his business mask firmly in place. Wait, are we okay? He pauses, his expression unreadable.
We are married, Eliza. We are always okay.
His words aren't a comfort. They are a cage. He turns and walks to the helicopter without a backward glance, leaving me shivering in the morning sun. His sister, Azalea, flops into the empty chair. Morning. Why do you look like you saw a ghost? I force a smile, but my mind is racing. Last night, the alcohol on his breath, the way his iron control finally slipped. A horrifying thought takes root in my mind. What if I'm pregnant? The idea is a spike of pure terror in my gut. This isn't just about a baby. It's about my freedom. A child would chain me to the Koch dynasty forever. I would no longer be his partner. I would be a broodmare, a managed asset. It would prove every rumor Anson ever spread about me, being a gold digger who trapped him. And I know Dallas. He ruthlessly controls everything he cares about. He would lock me away in a gilded tower for my own safety, erasing the independent woman I'm fighting to be. I cannot let that happen. I have to be sure. Hiding my phone under the table, I open the CVS pharmacy app. My fingers tremble as I type emergency contraception into the search bar. I select Plan B, one step. Delivery method, same-day delivery. I enter the address for our Manhattan penthouse. I can intercept the package this afternoon. I can take the pill, and this nightmare will be over. My body will be my own. Let's go back to the city. Azalea. I shove my phone in my pocket. A wave of relief washing over me. I think I've solved the problem, but I am dangerously wrong. I have no idea that every pharmacy purchase made on a Koch household account triggers an automatic security notification. A notification that is sent directly to Dallas's secure server. In his silent penthouse, Dallas Koch is not working. He is waiting. An hour ago, an encrypted alert appeared on his phone. It was about his wife, Eliza. Pharmacy delivery, same day. Item, Plan B, one step. Recipient E. Solomon. He left the office the second he read it. Now, the front doorbell rings. The housekeeper brings a small paper bag from CVS. Package for the house. Sir. Dallas takes the bag, his expression like ice.
Thank you, Mrs. Higgins. I will take it to her.
He waits until he is completely alone. He looks down at the stapled bag in his hand. He rips it open. Inside, a small box sits in his palm. Plan B, one step. The words are a slap in the face. She wants to ensure no part of him, not even the possibility, can ever exist. It is a total rejection. His hand clenches into a fist. The corner of the small box crumples under the force. At that exact moment, the private elevator dings. The doors slide open to reveal Eliza and his daughter, Azalea. They are laughing, lost in a happy moment, but their laughter dies the instant they see him. The joy on their faces evaporates. Dad? You're home. Dallas doesn't answer. He just stands there, a silent storm, holding the crushed evidence in his hand. Dallas ignores his own daughter. His dark eyes are locked on me. He holds up a small crumpled box. My heart stops. It's my box of birth control pills. That's mine. His voice is terrifyingly quiet.
Azalea, go to your room.
Dad, wait.
No.
The shout echoes off the marble floors. Azalea flinches, gives me a terrified, apologetic look, and scrambles out of the room. The door clicks shut. I am left alone with the dragon. I just wanted to be safe. He stalks toward me, closing the space between us until I can feel the heat coming off him.
Safe from what?
He shoves the box toward my face.
From me?
I didn't want to trap you. I see a flash of hurt in his eyes, but it's swallowed by pure rage.
A child is a complication.
The question hangs in the air, heavy and dangerous. For a fake marriage. Yes, that's it. The last thread of his patience snaps. He lunges forward, and his hand clamps around my wrist. His grip is like a steel trap.
Come with me.
He doesn't wait for an answer. He starts pulling me, dragging me toward the kitchen. He dragged me into the kitchen, his grip like iron on my wrist. His movements were jerky, violent. He pulled me to the massive marble island in the center of the room. He let me go, only to grab a glass and fill it with water. Water sloshed onto the cold gray stone. He slammed the glass down on the marble. He ripped the crushed box open and popped out a single white pill. He set it on the counter right between us.
Take it.
I stared at the pill. It was all my fears in one tiny object. Dallas, please, don't be like this.
You want this to be a contract. You want to be safe?
He leaned over the counter, his face close to mine.
Then take it. Prove to me that I mean nothing to you.
I saw the raw pain behind his anger.
Prove that having a family with me is so repulsive. You need a pill to stop it.
He wanted this to be real. He wanted me, but I was still too broken, too terrified. To refuse the pill was to admit I wanted him. To take it was to prove I was nothing more than a contract. My hand shook uncontrollably as I reached for the pill. I picked it up. I watched the light in his eyes shatter. He physically recoiled. as if I had struck him. I brought the pill to my lips. I closed my eyes and tipped my head back. With a single gulp of water, I swallowed it. The action was final. A line had been drawn in the sand. I watch him, watch me as I swallow the pill. His face is a mask of stone. Happy. A single tear finally breaks free and rolls down my cheek. In an instant, he rounds the kitchen island. He backs me against the counter, trapping me with his body.
Ecstatic.
His voice is a lie. He reaches out, his thumb brushing away my tear with a touch that feels like a trap.
Remember this moment. Eliza, you hesitated.
He leans in his lips, brushing against my ear.
Because next time, there will be no pills and no contracts.
A shiver runs down my spine. This is a vow.
We have a lifetime to play this game.
He crushes his lips to mine. It's not a kiss. It's a punishment. A claim. He bites my lower lip, just hard enough to sting. Before pulling away, in the blink of an eye, the monster is gone, and the CEO is back.
Dinner is at 7. Don't be late.
He turns and walks out, leaving me breathless and trembling. Later, dinner is a funeral. The only sound is silverware on china. His daughter, Azalea, tries to make a joke, but the silence swallows it whole. I have to escape. Dallas stares at his phone, ignoring my very existence. His coldness is worse than his rage. I have a project presentation tomorrow. I'll be on the NYU campus all day. He doesn't even look up from his screen.
Good luck.
His 2 words shatter what's left of my heart. I won. The pill is gone. But the cost of my safety is his heart. The engine of the silver Aston Martin is a low, powerful growl. As I pull onto the New York University campus, a place where I've only ever been invisible, every single student in the parking lot immediately stops what they're doing, their heads turning in unison to watch me get out of the impossibly expensive car. I can hear the whispers start like a spreading fire, a mixture of shock and contempt as they stare at me. Eliza Solomon, the well-known charity case. I ignore their judgmental looks and hold my head high, walking with a newfound confidence toward the main arts building for my morning class. But my path is suddenly blocked by a familiar, unwelcome sight. Celeste Chapman and her clique of mean girls are standing there, clearly waiting for me. She is Claudine's younger sister, possessing the same blonde hair, the same expensive clothes, and the exact same streak of inherited cruelty in her eyes. She points a perfectly manicured finger directly at me, her voice loud and sharp enough. Look, everyone, the little charity case finally found a sugar daddy rich enough to buy her a brand new car. The crowd of students stops dead in their tracks, and in an instant, dozens of phones are pulled out, their cameras all pointed directly at me. They form a tight circle around us, trapping me in the center of this humiliating spectacle, as if I were some kind of animal in a zoo. Get out of my way. Celeste, she just laughs, a nasty sound, and steps even closer, her eyes raking over my simple blazer and jeans, with a look of pure disgust. Tell me, did you have to liquidate your last shred of dignity to afford the lease on this thing? Or did you just find a lonely old board member willing to sponsor you on your knees? A shocked gasp ripples through the onlooking crowd, her insult a venomous and deliberate echo of the cruel words Anson once used against me. For a brief, terrible moment, the old fear and shame rise up inside me, threatening to make me run away and hide, like I always used to. But then, I remember Dallas's voice in the kitchen, his promise that we have a lifetime to play this game, and the feeling of his absolute protection. I realize, with sudden sharp clarity, that I am not that weak girl anymore, and I never have to take this kind of abuse from anyone ever again. I could ask if you actually earned your tuition with grades, Celeste, but that would be a pointless question, because we all know for a fact that your father's company had to sell off huge assets just to cover your latest embarrassing stint in rehab. You should be very careful about throwing stones. Celeste, your pretty little glass house is already heavily mortgaged and about to shatter. The crowd absolutely erupts in a wave of caws and shocked laughter, the tide of public opinion turning against her in a single glorious instant. Celeste's perfectly made-up face turns a shade of beet red, her composure completely shattered by the public exposure of her dirty little secrets. You absolute bitch! She lets out a furious scream and raises her hand, her arm swinging in a vicious arc, as she tries to slap me hard across the face. But I don't even flinch or take a step back. My body moves on pure instinct, my reflexes honed by a lifetime of defending myself. In a flash, my hand shoots up and I catch her wrist in mid-air, stopping her attack just inches from my cheek with a grip like solid steel. Don't. Celeste grabs my arm, her nails digging painfully into my skin. Let go of me. Suddenly, a cold voice cuts through the noise of the surrounding students. Ew. Is this what passes for entertainment here? Let her go, Chapman. Azalea Koch, my best friend, strides through them, flanked by her entourage. She stops right in front of us, her expression unreadable behind oversized sunglasses. Azalea throws a protective arm around my shoulders and faces my attacker. I hear his liquidity is already trash. Don't make me bankrupt you over a campus tantrum. She lowers her sunglasses, her eyes like chips of ice. Celeste's face goes completely white. The threat is real. You're lying. She's a nobody. Celeste looks around at all the phones recording her public humiliation. She's with me, which makes her somebody you don't mess with. Now, get out of my sight before I get bored. Defeated, she shoves her way through the laughing crowd and disappears. You okay? For a moment, I finally feel safe, insulated by the power of the Koch family name. But what I don't see is the black sedan parked 50 yards away, its windows tinted. He sees Azalea protecting me and knows he can't touch me socially anymore. He needs a new plan. Inside, Anson Hyde grips the steering wheel until the leather creaks. He picks up his phone and dials a number. He hands up, his eyes fixed on the doors where I just disappeared.
You're mine, Eliza. Contract or not.
I step out of the elevator into the massive Koch penthouse. You would have crushed her. I just sped it up. My friend Azalea is laughing, clutching her stomach. Thank you. I don't know what I would have done. Did you see her face? Celeste looked like she swallowed a whole lemon. My daddy will hear about this. The adrenaline from our campus confrontation is still buzzing under my skin. Or rather, Azalea fought for me, using her family name like a weapon. She spins around, mimicking our tormentor's horrified expression. For the first time, I didn't just take the abuse. I fought back, but a voice as cold as ice cuts right through it.
Did you enjoy your performance?
Dallas stalks toward us, his presence filling the entire room. We freeze, spinning toward the sound. My husband, Dallas, emerges from the shadows of the hallway. His arms are crossed, his face a mask of stone. She started it. She insulted Eliza in front of everyone.
And your solution was to use the family name as a bludgeon? It was reckless. To paint a target on her back for the whole world to see.
It worked. Celeste ran away. I can't let Azalea take the fall for protecting me. I step forward, placing myself directly between them. Dallas, stop. Don't blame her. She protected me when I was cornered. His dark, intense eyes snap to me. The look he gives me isn't for a business partner or even a friend. It's the look of a man who found a scratch on his most prized possession. His voice drops, low and dangerous.
I do not need a teenager to protect my wife.
The word hangs in the air between us. Wife. My new husband, Dallas, doesn't say it like a term of endearment. He says it like a brand. He turns his cold gaze back to his sister, Azalea.
No trust fund access for a week. Your cards are frozen. Learn discretion.
You're joking. I have a ski trip next week.
Then you better start packing a lunch. Dismissed.
You're a tyrant. She spins on her heel and storms away, the slam of her door echoing like a gunshot. I am left alone in the suffocating silence with this man I married. The anger drains from his face, revealing a stark gray exhaustion. You were harsh.
This world is people who are loud. Eliza, it chews them up. I need you safe, not famous.
He walks past me toward his study, his arm brushing my shoulder. The contact isn't cold, it's searing. My mind is racing. Is he a controlling monster? Or is he simply terrified? 20 minutes later, I knock on Azalea's door, holding a tray of cookies. Go away. I have bribes. The door opens. Her eyes are red-rimmed, but she lets me in. 1 minute he's cool, buying you a rose garden. The next, he's Mr. Freeze. It's exhausting. Is he always like this? Azalea stops chewing. She looks at the door, then leans in close, her voice dropping to a whisper. Since the war? Yeah. He came back different. My blood runs cold. The war. He's not crazy. He's just terrified of losing things. If he feels like he's losing control of a situation, he snaps. Suddenly, everything clicks into place. The coldness, the sudden bursts of anger, the rigid need for control. I haven't married a corporate machine. I've married a volatile man with a damaged psyche. Just don't poke the bear. And maybe do something nice for him. To balance the scales, I nod slowly. A new resolve hardening inside me. He isn't the villain of my story. He's a storm, and I realize I need to be his anchor. I'm finally getting a night to myself. My husband, Dallas, is supposed to be at a gala with the board. For once, I can breathe. No walking on eggshells, but then the elevator chimes, the doors slide open, and Dallas walks in. He's home early, loosening his silk tie.
Mr. Koch, the board dinner?
He canceled a multi-million-dollar event to eat in silence with me. My heart stops. He sits directly across from me.
Cancelled. I prefer to dine with my wife.
The long dining table suddenly feels tiny and suffocating.
How was your study?
The cold anger he had this afternoon is completely gone. It was fine. Why are you really here, Dallas? His words hang in the air, heavy and cold. He pours a glass of water. His eyes locked on mine as he drinks.
To be a husband. Isn't that my role?
For a man like Dallas Koch, time is the ultimate currency. I feel like a leech, a parasite, and he's spending his most valuable asset watching me. I need to contribute. He just raises a single, perfect eyebrow.
You contribute by existing. Eliza.
I live in his penthouse, drive his car, protected by his name. His words are a slap in the face. I refuse to be just another beautiful object in his collection. No, even in a contract marriage, there has to be an equal exchange. I can't just take from you. I look at Dallas across the dinner table, the powerful man who is now my husband. He gave me a house, a car, and an unlimited Centurion card that sits heavy in my purse. But all of it came from him. It feels unbalanced. I take a deep breath. My decision made. I want to buy us new wedding bands. He immediately stops moving, his hand frozen on the tablecloth. For the first time, I see the ice in his eyes melt. Just a little.
You want to buy rings? With your savings?
Yes, it's my duty. You provided everything else. I should provide the symbol. A hint of amusement plays on his lips, but his gaze is completely serious.
Very well. Surprise me.
Later that night, alone in my room, I pull out my phone. The screen glows in the dark as I open my banking app. The balance on the screen is a slap in the face. My family cut me off. The Solomon accounts are gone. The high trust is frozen. All I have is the painfully modest savings I scraped together from tutoring. I can't afford diamonds. I can't afford platinum. I can't even afford the kind of gold he's used to. My heart sinks, but I type simple wedding bands into the search bar. I scroll past endless pages of luxury brands, each one a reminder of what I can provide. Then, I find a site that specializes in alternative metals, tungsten, silver. I click on a set of plain silver bands. They're clean, unpretentious, and most importantly, real. The screen prompts me with an option, engraving available. I think about our contract, about how everyone accuses me of being a gold digger. I type the words into the box. For his ring, fortune. For my ring, prosperity. It's a private joke about our business deal. But deep down, it's a wish for his safety. My thumb hovers over the order button, but then I stop. A picture on a screen isn't enough for something this important. I need to feel the weight of the metal in my hand to know it's as real as this marriage is becoming. I lock my phone. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to the jewelry district to find our rings myself. I avoid the glittering jewelry stores on Fifth Avenue. Instead, I find a small, family-owned shop on a forgotten side street. I need 2 simple silver bands, engraved today. The old man grunts, charging me a rush fee. I pick out the plainest rings he has. They feel light in my palm. Cheap, engraved fortune on his. Prosperity on mine. The total cost is half of my remaining savings. I pay with a handful of crinkled bills. Clutching the small velvet pouch, a wave of nausea hits me. Am I about to insult a billionaire with a $200 ring? Back at the penthouse, I find Azalea dragging a suitcase to the elevator, going on a ski trip. But I thought Dallas grounded you. She leans in close, a smirk on her face. He thinks I'm grounded. He doesn't know about the emergency account Grandma gave me. She winks. Besides, he kicked me out. He wants you two to have some privacy. My neck burns with a blush. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. The elevator doors close. The massive penthouse is suddenly dead quiet. I'm completely alone. At 5 p.m. sharp, the front door opens. Dallas walks into the kitchen. You're early again. He stops, his gaze fixed on me. The silence is heavy, and in my purse, the cheap silver rings feel like a ticking bomb. The silence in this mansion is deafening. Dallas sits across from me, a king in his castle. He sent his companion Azalea away just for us.
We need clarity.
The housekeeper serves dinner, placing a salad before me. My stomach twists. I hate raw onions. For 10 years with my ex-husband, I had to pick them out of every single meal. I poke at the lettuce with my fork, bracing myself for the tedious task. But there are none. Not a single one.
Dallas noted your preference in the household file. Ma'am.
Mrs. Higgins? My head snaps toward Dallas. My breath catches in my throat. You noticed? Anson, my husband of a decade, never once remembered.
I noticed details, Eliza. It's good business.
He calls it business, but I feel a dangerous warmth spread through my chest. He's lying. He didn't just notice. He read a secret security file detailing my entire life. He knows every preference, every weakness. He even knows about my fatal allergy to mangoes. My hand trembles as I reach into my pocket. I tip the cheap velvet pouch onto the table. I got the things. 2 simple silver rings spin across the marble, looking like toys. He immediately stops eating, his eyes locking onto me with unnerving intensity.
Show me.
They are simple. I know they aren't what you're used to. I trail off, ashamed of how worthless they look. But he just stares at the cheap rings as if they are the most precious jewels in the world. I watch Dallas, the man who builds empires, pick up the simple silver ring. My heart pounds in my chest.
Fortune?
And mine says, prosperity, for our partnership, to bring us luck. I brace myself for his mockery, for him to call it a cheap joke. But he doesn't laugh. He looks up, and his dark eyes are completely serious.
It is perfect.
His voice is rough, and it sends a shiver down my spine. He holds the ring out to me.
Put it on me.
Now, my own hand trembles as I slide the silver band onto his ring finger.
No.
He extends his left hand. His fingers are long, elegant, and powerful. It settles at the base of his finger. A perfect fit. He flexes his hand, the metal looking like a brand against his skin. It looks like a claim.
I will never take it off.
His intensity steals the air from my lungs. But Dallas, our arrangement is a secret. Everyone will see it. He meets my gaze, a dangerous glint in his eyes.
Let them see. Let them wonder.
He completely ignores my panic. Instead, he picks up the smaller ring from the table, the one that says prosperity, the one meant for me.
My turn.
He doesn't ask for my hand. He takes it. A silver ring slides onto my finger. It feels less like a promise and more like a shackle. His grip tightens, his thumb stroking my knuckles.
Come here.
He tucks me forward, pulling me around the table. Before I can process what's happening, I'm falling. I land with a gasp, right onto his lap. My face burns with shame as I look toward the kitchen. Dallas, Mrs. Higgins could see. His arms wrap around my waist, locking me in place.
I dismiss her for the night.
He rests his chin on my shoulder, looking down at our hands. 2 matching silver rings glint side by side.
We are a team now. Eliza.
This is a slow adjustment period. His words send a wave of heat through me.
An adjustment to being mine.
I should push him away. Our contract is clear. Class 4. Professional. But I don't. I lean back into his chest. His lips graze the sensitive skin behind my ear.
You bought me with silver. A steal.
His hand moves to my hip, his thumb tracing a line through my dress. I thought you liked good deals.
I like the best deals.
And then it hits me. This isn't pretend. He treasures these cheap rings because they came from me. For one terrifying moment, I realized the truth. The man holding me captive might actually love me, and that scares me more than any man's hate ever could. I'm on Dallas's lap, and the air in the dining room is so thick with his presence, I can barely breathe. He gently grips my chin, turning my face toward his, and his intense gaze drops directly to my lips. I see his pupils are blown wide, dark pools that have swallowed the color of his eyes completely. In a flash of terror, I realize he's going to kiss me. I have homework. I need to study. This isn't a fake kiss for an act. This is a real soul-stealing kiss. And the thought hits me like a bucket of ice. If I let him do this, I lose all my leverage. I lose the boundary I've fought so hard to maintain. I become the vulnerable girl who falls for her savior. And I refuse to be that person. I scramble off his lap in a blind panic, nearly tripping over my own feet to put distance between us. I don't just walk away. I flee. My heart hammers against my ribs, like a trapped bird, desperate to escape his cage. I run out of the dining room and down the hall as fast as my legs can carry me. I finally reach the sanctuary of the study, slamming the heavy door shut and leaning my full weight against it. Then, from the other side of the door, I hear it. A low, dark chuckle that sends a shiver of ice down my spine. He knows exactly what he does to me, and he's enjoying my retreat. I pace the floor, trying to get my breathing under control, furious with myself. Stupid. He's a shock. Don't bleed in the water. A sharp buzz from my pocket interrupts my thoughts. I pull out my phone, and the name displayed on the screen makes my blood run cold. Victoria Hyde, the mother of my ex, Anson, the matriarch of the family that tried to destroy me. I haven't spoken a single word to her since the day I left the Hyde estate, with nothing but a single suitcase. My thumb hovers over the decline button, every instinct screaming at me not to answer, but I take a deep breath and accept the call.
Eliza, darling, we haven't heard a peep from you.
Hello, Mrs. Hyde. Her voice purrs through the speaker, sickly, sweet, and laced with pure arsenic.
We were beginning to worry you'd fallen off the face of the earth.
I grip the phone, my knuckles turning white, bracing for the attack I know is coming. I've been